Hi, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday. It's going to be August 8th. And I'm doing just a quick scan here to see what the market looks like right now. Looks like we're probably going to have a higher opening. All right, so let's just briefly take a look at what we're going to be trading this morning. Pretty much the same thing as last week, changed up a couple stocks. Continue to watch our mini Russell, which is RTY, NQ, which is going to be the the mini Nasdaq, GC for gold, NG for natural gas. Continue to watch our two currencies, which is Euro US and the US yen. And then on the stocks, we'll continue to watch Tesla and Apple. Then I've added two new, HCAT, and QNRX. That's a pharmaceutical company. HCAT is going to be a healthcare company. So we've been watching those this morning. I don't have any initial setups right now. Possible buy coming up on Tesla, but not yet. Don't see anything on the indices. Don't have anything on natural gas. Don't have anything on the currencies. So those joining us on YouTube and Facebook, thank you. This is the reason for this live room. Is the first hour is to just demonstrate my approach, which is different than most. My approach to trading, I don't use any indicators. It is all price action based. I have several patterns that I look at, and with those patterns, I overlay them on additional patterns to provide me with the setup. So the patterns that I look at are not your typical, what you would expect, like head and shoulders and saucers, cup and saucers, and those kind of things. It is strictly price-based patterns. And right now I'm just watching this Tesla to see, no, not yet. Tesla is not going to provide us with buy. So yeah, I don't use any indicators. The nice thing about patterns is these are universal in the sense that I can use the same patterns with whatever market I'm looking to trade. So that's why I have a variety of different things here. So I have some stocks, we have some forex, we have some commodities, we have some indices, all using basically the same patterns. Though when I get a signal, it's not necessarily the same pattern. It could be a different one of the 5 different patterns that we teach. All right, natural gas is still pretty weak this morning, so I don't know. Nothing on gas, nothing on gold. Everything right now is going up. I may be at possible setup here on our, let's see here, on our mini NASDAQ, but not yet, but it is getting close to a possible short. So let's see here. All right, if this mini NASDAQ comes down to 132.45, that would trigger me to go short. 135. I'm sorry, 132.45. Go ahead and put this little line in so we can visually see if it gets hit here. 132.45. That would initiate my start, and then what will happen here is on I'll be using something called Einstein with this, and that will provide me with a price target or a profit target and a reversal. The way that works is that if I don't hit my price target, then, or my profit target, it will provide me with a reversal entry, and then it recalculates and provides me with a target in the opposite direction. Success rate on targets, 72 to 80% of the time they hit target before reversal. So pretty high probabilities we're going to hit our targets before reversals. Possible short coming up on the US yen. I'm going to watch. Let's have a few more minutes to see if this pattern is actually going to hold in form here on the yen for a short. All right, so I see a couple things coming up on the stocks. On HCAT, I see a possible further pullback here on the downside. Could bring us down to 11 bucks. Could bring us down to 11 bucks. I'll probably see if I can put a line in here for you. $11. Still watching the mini NASDAQ may get triggered short here. Let's see, on the, not seeing anything yet on the US yen. Still continuing to go down. Once again, we still have a few more minutes here. If we do get a setup here, we'll go ahead and we'll initiate a short here in about 3 minutes. Pullback on QNRX. Come down to $5.50. All right, still nothing on the yen, nothing on euro. Waiting for HCAT and QNRX. See if we can pull back to these levels here where you see the horizontal yellow lines. We get trickled short on the mini NASDAQ. If we can come down here, 132.45. That would trigger me a short. Once again on the Dow, I am expecting a higher open on the Dow this morning. I wouldn't be surprised to see it possibly work lower as we go into the day, but my expectation is we are definitely going to open up higher. That is, yes, we are running a special price promotion. We are changing our name. Starting on August 15th, we will now be Innovative Trading Strategies instead of Binary Pro Strategies. The purpose of that rebranding is so we can offer more product, meaning that we're going to be looking at stocks now. We're going to be looking at commodities. With the idea that you can trade it on any platform that you like. Doesn't have to be Nadix, which is my preference, but if you want to trade it on your own platform, you can certainly do that. And I do have a special going on right now, pretty good special. Or if you're interested in, because the videos are basically going to remain, everything's going to remain the same. This is a set of patterns. It's not going to change when we move over to Innovative Trading Strategies. The videos are going to be redone to include more of the different markets, but the material is going to be the exact same because the patterns stay the same. They have for 30 years, and so, but we're going to give you a big discount if you act before the 15th. So you have to go to my website, binaryprostrategies.com. Look at those specials. Once again, it's good until midnight on the 14th, and then after that, then we move over to the new site and the new name, Innovative Trading Strategies. So if you have any questions, you can still go to Binary Pro Strategies and shoot me your questions. I'll be glad to answer those for you. Okay, I'm watching this mini NASDAQ, see if we're going to get triggered here. Still waiting for it to see if we can get this pullback on CCAT and NRX, our two stocks. Not getting anything yet on the US yen. Going to keep an eye on this Euro US now. We may get a triggered short on the Euro US instead of the yen. Looking at 0195 short. Let's see. I got an 0197. 0197, if we can pull back enough, 0197 is going to be the short. So if you're joining us for the first time on YouTube and Facebook, thank you for joining us this morning. If you do have questions, we do have that chat window. You can go ahead and chat out your questions, or if there's anything in particular you want me to take a look at, a particular commodity, a particular stock, be glad to look at that for you, apply some of my patterns to it, and see if we come up with anything. Right now, what I'm watching here is I'm going to be watching some indices here, which I love trading indices. So we'll be looking at the mini Russell, and I'm also looking at the mini NASDAQ. And then we've got a couple commodities here. We're looking at gold and natural gas. And then we have 4 different stocks down here. And then on our forex or our currency pairs, we'll look at Euro US and the US yen. The only thing going on right now is a short on the Euro US, which was 0197, 1.0197, 1.0197. And we still have plenty of time before the Dow opens up here. Still looking for a higher opening. Not expecting a big opening on the Dow this morning. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a nice little pullback after the opening. Okay, obviously out of the euro. Nice little trade on the euro. I love this double short pattern on the euro, but if you're trading outright, you're probably going to take a short here. If you're trading a binary, I really don't see anything until 99. If you want to get really aggressive, you could take one here at 95. These typically indicate the market's going to pull back a little bit further on the downside, these double arrows on the euro. I'm still not seeing anything. I'm waiting for see if we're going to get some pullbacks on some of these stocks here. Not seeing anything yet really set up for Tesla or Apple. Waiting for a pullback on HCAD and QNRX. Nothing on the indices, nothing on our NG, which is our natural gas. So far pretty quiet pre-market. And we will be opening here in about 7.5 minutes. Yes, all our courses do include the live chat room. So we're there live to answer your questions or questions for other traders. Did this come down to 550? No, it did not. All right, 2 minutes before the opening bell. Still expecting a higher opening. See if we're going to get a pullback on this HCAT. See if we're going to get a pullback on this QNRX. If we don't, we do have pretty strong pattern set up for buy here, so we're going to have to watch those. That could hit pretty quick after the opening. Let's get a look at that. On QNRX, if we open up, we start to go higher, it's going to be 6.5 is going to be our buy. $6.50. And HCAD, if it doesn't pull back and it goes up higher, it's going to set up a nice little HF, what we call an HF1 pattern. That is going to be a buy at 12.5. All right, opening bell, that was at 164. All right, just got triggered on the mini NASDAQ to go short. That came in at 132.45, so that's going to project me down now to 132.07.5. $132.07.5. If we don't hit 132.07.5, we're going to reverse here on an HF1 at 133.20. 133.20. All right, getting a buy on Tesla here. Let's take a look at Tesla real quick here. Getting a buy on Tesla with a target of 893.80, 893.80. That's going to be the profit target. If we need the reverse, it's going to be down here at 878, 878.80. Got the Dow up 200 right now. Still short our mini NASDAQ. Reversal is going to be 133.20. It's going to be an HF1 buy, which would be a nice strong buy. It's a good selling opportunity right now on that the mini NASDAQ. Very low risk here because the reversal is 133.20. And we're sitting at 133.18, 133.16. Tesla's long, trying to get up to 893.80. Still waiting for that pullback on HCAT. Waiting for that pullback on QNRX.
Reverse buy.
Okay, we did reverse on the mini NASDAQ. That's going to give us a new target. All right, new target's going to be 133.57 and a half. 133.57 and a half. Now if we need to reverse, it's going to come down to 132.45.
Profit target hit.
All right, we just hit profit target on Tesla. Out of Tesla. Okay, we're long the mini NASDAQ NQ. We're finally starting to get that pullback on HCAT. HCAT pullback down to $11, 11 and a half, $11. Yeah, Tesla has a pretty good ATR. I don't have it in front of me, but it is pretty impressive. That's why we're projecting out $5 moves. $5 moves, you can hit those pretty easily. And that's a pretty good move, $5 move. All right, we're still long the mini NASDAQ. All right, if Apple can come up to 167.13, that's going to trigger a really nice buy. 167.13. right, mini NASDAQ approaching target up here. Target once again is at 133.57.5.
Profit target hit.
All right, so we did hit target on our mini NASDAQ. Okay, so QNRX did hit our entry here, so let's take a look at QNRX. QNRX is going to bring us up to $7. So price target on that is going to be $7. That is going to be our profit target, $7. And we'll get out here. If we don't hit $7, we'll get out here. It's 5.5. Apple obviously hit its entry price as well. That buy on Apple came in at 167.13. And it's going to hit its target here at 167.63, real close. All right, Dow's up 225. Once again, if you're following us on YouTube and Facebook, this morning, this first hour is just a demonstration of the tools that I use to trade. I am tracking 10 different markets here, a variety of markets with stocks, some commodities, some indices, some currencies. I could use them also on crypto if I wanted to do that. By no means does this suggest you try to trade all these at once. Typically, you're only going to be able to trade probably one, maybe two at the most. Particularly if we're using Einstein, because sometimes they can get triggered, and if the market's moving very quickly, it could hit that target pretty quick. Kind of like it did on Apple. Apple already hit its target, but I think it may come back up here to 167.63. Watching HCAT. HCAT's still trying to get pulled back down over here to about $11. QNRX is still in a buy, trying to hit $7 with a 5.5 stop. We are out of our indices. I don't have any more setups on indices. Nothing on natural gas. I'm not seeing anything here on the currencies.
Profit target hit.
All right, so Apple hit its target again. That would take you out of Apple. Next target on Apple is going to be 168.13. 168.13. Probability starts to go down though as we start projecting further and further out. 168.13. I'll put the line in there anyway. Oops. So basically, the way that Einstein works is it gives me multiple levels. Okay, so once I get a pattern set up, it gives me multiple levels. The first level has the highest probability of hitting, and then that starts to go down. So it doesn't mean that you can't continue on and try to go for that next level, but the probabilities start to go down as you go up into the levels. And same thing on the short side, it's the same thing. So with that first level, since we're hitting at 72% to 80%, the risk to reward can be large. In other words, your risk in most cases are going to be more than your profit target. But when it comes to trading, you have to give yourself room in the market. All right. I see a lot of problems. Well, one of the biggest mistakes I see traders make, particularly if you're trying to trade stocks or outright futures, is stops are too tight. So they end up getting stopped out a lot, and they don't give the market breathing room. Well, this does give it breathing room, and because of that, that's why we have high probabilities of hitting our targets before we hit a reversal. All right, so mathematically, it's sound. And like I said, you're going to be hitting your targets more than your reversals. So real good probabilities that you're going to hit your targets. So if you're a stock trader, it's either a good way to, if you're a scalper, or maybe you just want to outright just get into a nice position and build a cushion pretty quickly. It can do that for you. So right now, Apple did hit its first level. 68.13 was going to be that next level up. Starting to waiting on HCAP to see if it's going to pull back a little bit more before triggering a buy. We are long on the QNRX with a $7 target. Not getting anything on the mini Russell RTY. We're already out of the mini NASDAQ NQ. Nothing on gold. Nothing on natural gas. Tesla's hit target already, so out of Tesla. Tesla's already hit, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 levels. Wow. Yeah, and that's the other thing is when you're trading, I mean, my belief is you take smaller chunks out of the market, right? I'd rather have 10 smaller chunks than one big chunk. And the reason for that is because if we do have losses, and we do have losses, everybody has losses, it's not a huge chunk when you have a loss. I think sometimes people's targets are way too high, and usually they use these really tight stops. They always constantly get stopped out, or they have big targets and big losses, and it just doesn't make sense because they're typically, they wipe out everything that they've gained. So take out little chunks here and there, on stocks depending on the volatility or the ATR. Some you can go for 25-cent moves. Some you can go for, like Tesla, you can go for $5 moves. So ATR is going to play a big factor there when we're trading stocks. It's not so important when we're looking at the indices or we're looking at some of these commodities. Overall, been a pretty quiet morning, though. I haven't had a whole lot of triggers. Typically, I get something on natural gas. Natural gas has been really quiet this morning, so I'm surprised. I was looking at crude oil. Crude oil's been moving around a little bit. Yeah, crude oil just came out of a buy, but it's been real quiet as well. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube and Facebook, if there is a particular stock you want me to take a look at, I'll be glad to do that. If it gets slow, I can always look at your stock and see what I see if I see any levels or patterns setting up for you. One of the things I stress about trading is, everything is about, first of all, you want to use good, reliable tools, which I believe these are because they have held up for 30 years. So that's number one. You got to use a good tool, but like I always say, don't expect just because you have a good tool that all of a sudden you're going to go out and be an expert in trading. You still have to put in the time, the screen time. There is no magic tool, folks, that you can blindly just trade. It's like I said, I compare it to a carpenter. I can give you the best. I can give you a carpenter. I can give you the tools that a professional carpenter uses, but that doesn't mean you're going to be able to go out and build a house like he can. So you definitely want to use good, reliable tools, but at the same time, a lot of it's going to come down to screen time and putting in the time to understand the markets. I mean, every single one of these markets has its own personality. And also, when we look at trading, we don't look at a individual market like an individual stock. We want to look globally. We want to look at, how's that stock compared to, the sector. How, if the sector is moving up, the healthcare is all moving up, and your particular stock is going down, that's probably going to be an indication that you may not want to be a buyer. So there's a lot of different things when it comes to trading than just getting stuck on looking at a particular commodity or a particular stock or an indice. You have to look at it globally, and my patterns are kind of set up that way to give you a global perspective of what's happening so you can get a better feel of which way the market wants to go. And those are basically patterns. Every single one of those are patterns. And when all these patterns line on top of each other, it gives me a good indication of which way the market wants to push. And so I just want to get on board and go with that flow. And remember, this game is all about probabilities, right? You want to put the probabilities in your favor, but at the same time, it doesn't guarantee success. So you start with the probabilities, and then you master your skill with trading. All right, still pretty quiet. Still waiting for H-cat to pull down. QNRX to go up to 7, and see if we can get Apple up to that 168.13. I don't have anything else, and of course we are at the top of the hour. Thank you again for joining us. If you have any questions, Binary Pro Strategies is where you want to go up until the 15th, and we will be changing our name. Also, plenty of videos available on YouTube, so get a better idea of my philosophy. There's a lot of good educational material out there to look at. Also, if you want to look at recaps on this morning's show, you can do that. I think there's several months available there for you. And wish everybody have a great trading day. Be careful, and we'll see you first thing tomorrow morning.